Call Halayim Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakodash Barakatha Yahweh Barakatha Yahushua Barakatha Yahweh Barakatha Yahushua Barakatha Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakodash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people inwardly call God, right? He explained his name to Moses at the burning bush, right? He said that I am, right? He is, right? Yah, he, Hawa, to be, he is, right? To be, he is, I am, right? His name is Yahweh, right? It's not Jehovah. There was no J's, right? Until the 1500s, right? There is not Yahweh, right? There is no E in the Paleo Hebrew, right? His name is Yahweh, right? It's not Yah, right? Because Yah means he, man. That's not, that's not his name. His name is Yahweh, right? Bahashem, in the name of, right? Yahweh Shah, right? Yahweh Shah means he delivers, right? Which is the name of the only begotten Son, right? It's not Jesus, right? As we said again, the letter J was created in the 1500s, right? It's not Yahushua. There's no E, right? In the Paleo Hebrew, right? It is Yahweh Shai, right? He delivers, man. All right. And to call upon the names of the Lord, you say, call Halayim Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakwadash, right? Rakakwadash meaning the Holy Spirit, right? Right. And if you read the scriptures, you'll know that they are exclusively, right, only for the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Right, which are you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Right. Right. You Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. And right, the scattered, right? Which you know, even if you don't look like the typical Negro, Latino, Native American, right? If your father's lineage goes back to those men, you are an Israelite, right? Because according to the book of Numbers, right, you are what your father is, right? Your pedigree is determined by the house of your father, right? So some of our people, right, through our forefathers sleeping with heathen women, right, some of our people may look like the other nations, right, but according to bloodline of their fathers, they are Israelites, right? And in this video, I want to talk about the Northern Kingdom, right? Because if you go in our history, right, King David, he had King Solomon, right? Right, and after the reign of Solomon, right, after those 40 years of peace in Israel, right, King Solomon's son, Rehoboam, took the throne, and Israel had a split, right? Israel divided, man, right? And you had the northern kingdom of Israel go their own way, and you had the southern kingdom remain, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? And the northern kingdom left, right? And the northern kingdom of Israel, right? The head tribe was Ephraim, right? Which are you Puerto Ricans, right? 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 The northern kingdom was the Latin tribes, man. The so-called Latin tribes, man. Right? The Puerto Ricans, right? The so-called Native Americans, right? Cubans, right? And in this video, I want to go in depth and prove, man, that the Latinos and Native Americans are the northern tribes of Israel, man. Because you'll have a lot of naysayers, man, who are trying to discredit that, right? Right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the 12 tribes chart right now, and we're gonna read them out. Right, the Northern Kingdom, right? Ephraim, right? The so-called Puerto Ricans. Manasseh, the so-called Cubans. Simeon, the Dominicans. Zebulon, the people in the natives of Guatemala and Panama, right? In secular history, they were known as the Mayans, right? You have Gad, right? The so-called Native Americans, right? You have Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians. You have Asher, the natives of Colombia to Aruga, right? In secular history, they were known as the Incas, right? You have Issachar, right? The so-called Mexicans, right? In secular history, they were known as the Aztecs. Naphtali, right? The natives of Argentina and Chile, man, right? And you'll have the GOCC. They'll say that Naphtali is the Hawaiians and the Samoans. That's false, man, right? Those Hawaiians and Samoans, right? Those are the original, right? Japhetic people, man. Those are the children of Japhet, man. Those are not Israelites, man. Those are the children of Japhet, man. Right? Who got ran up out of Europe, man, and got ran into those islands, man. Those are the Japhites, man. Right? Naphtali is the Native Americans of Argentina and Chile, man. Right? But we do have some of our people mingle amongst the Hawaiians. Yeah, sure, you can say that, right? Some of our people are mingled amongst them, man, right? Because, you know, our people, Jake, was scattered everywhere during the Atlantic slave trade, right? There were Israelites dwelling amongst those Hawaiians and Samoans, you know, like, for example, you have The Rock, right? His father, which was an Israelite man, he mingled with the Samoans, right? Those Japhites, man. He mingled with them, and he placed seed within their within their woman, right? But The Rock is not a Samoan, man, right? He may go by Samoan, but he is an Israelite, man. His father was a so-called Negro, right? You have examples like that, right? But back to the topic, right? Back to the topic of the Northern Kingdom of the so-called Latino and Native Americans, who are the Northern Kingdom of Israel, right? We're gonna go into history, right, and show proof. So I'm gonna start in the book of 2 Kings, right, chapter 17, right. This is gonna go over the history, man, of the split and what happened and how the Northern Kingdom got here to the Americas. I'm gonna start at 2 Kings chapter 17, and I'm gonna start at verse 18. Therefore the Lord Yahweh was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord Yahweh their power, but walked in the statutes of Israel which they made. And the Lord Yahweh rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. Right? So at this time, man, the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, we both were going off, man, being wicked, man, right? Going against the commandments that our forefathers had promised to keep, right? And the Lord got pissed off, man, right? And he afflicted us, man, and he sent the heathen to afflict us, man, right? Because we knew better, right? And the Lord, he rejected us, man. He cast us off, right? This has been happening since the beginning, man. We've been going off and getting cast off, man, right? That's why we're in the position we're in today, right? You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, why we're at the bottom, why we're oppressed, right? Why our family structure is destroyed, man. Why our women is out of order, man. Why our children are fucking goblins and monsters, man. Right? Because we refuse to adhere to the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Continuing in 2 Kings chapter 17. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. Right? So this is when that split happened, man. Right? Jeroboam was crowned king of the Northern Kingdom. Right? And Judah, Benjamin, Levi stayed with Rehoboam, right? That was the Southern Kingdom. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and made them sin a great sin. Right? So when Jeroboam became king of the northern kingdom, man, he got in that power seat and was wicked as hell, man. Right? Had the northern kingdom going off, man. All in idolatry. They was acting just like heathens, man. Right? Right? And this is what Yahushua, right, who you people call Jesus, this is what he was talking about when he came, right, to the southern kingdom, right, when they were under the Romans, and he said the saying, "I have sheep that are not of this fold," right? He was speaking about the northern kingdom, which was already out of the land, right? They were already cast off, man, right? And they were looked at as heathen, man, right? In Samaria, that was where the northern kingdom was, man. They was looked at as as heathens, man. And all out there, man. Right? That's what he's talking about when he said, "I have sheep that are not of this fold," man. Because the northern and southern kingdom split. But continuing, "For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them, until the Lord Yahweh remove Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day." Right? So, right, after the split, right, the northern kingdom, right, they dwelt in Samaria, man. Right? But then they sinned, man. They went into idolatry. They was being all wicked in their lands, right? Under Jeroboam. And the Lord, right, sent spoilers unto them, man. Right? The king of Assyria, man, they went away into the Assyrian captivity. Right? Right? And that's what happened, man. That's what happened. Right now, how did they end up to the Americas? Right? So we're gonna do this chronologically, man. Right? So they departed, the northern kingdom departed from the house of David. They went to Samaria under Jeroboam. They were sinning, idolatry. They were all wicked. The Lord was displeased. They angered the Lord, and the Lord sent the king of Assyria unto them, and they went into the Assyrian captivity. They got removed out of Samaria and went into captivity in Assyria, right? So from there, right, we're here. Israel is in the Assyrian captivity. What happens next? So from here, we're going to go to the book of 2nd Ezra, right? Chapter 13. Right? Right? Are we going to go there? Yes, we are. And we're going to start at verse 40. Right? "Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land." Right? So after they served their time in the Assyrian captivity, right? The northern kingdom, right? The 10 tribes, right? Right? They decided. What did they decide? They decided they were gonna go to a new land, man, where they could keep the statutes and get it right this time. Right? So verse 43. "And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow place of the river, For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Azareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. Right? So in Azareth is America, man. That's America, man. Right? They had to go over the waters, man, to get here, man. And this is where never mankind dwelt, man. Right? This is when the Northern Kingdom came to America, man. The Native Americans, the Mexicans, the Cubans, right? The Aztec, the Incas, right? Those were the Northern Kingdom of Israel, man. Right? Right? That was the Northern Kingdom of Israel, man. Right? And all of this happened, right? This happened because the Northern Kingdom, right? They were being wicked, man. And the Lord cast them out and they went into Assyrian captivity. But then the Lord freed them from that captivity, right? And Israel, the Northern Kingdom, decided to come over here, man. Right? And even when they got here, man, they was off. They were doing some wicked shit too. Right? Right? You know, I'm gonna read Hosea chapter 7. When I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim, right? The Ephraim is the head tribe of the Northern Kingdom. Then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria, for they committed falsehood, and the thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. And they considered not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their own doings have beset them about. They are before my face. They make the king glad with their wickedness, and the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, as an oven heated by the baker, who ceaseth from rising, after he hath kneaded the dough until it be leavened. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretched out his hand with scorners, for they have made ready their heart like an oven. Whilst they lie and wait, their baker sleepeth all the night. In the morning it burneth as a flaming fire. They are all hot as an oven, and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that calleth unto me. Right? And you look into the history of the Northern Kingdom, man. Right? They when they left the Southern Kingdom and went on their own, man, they went into all wickedness, man. They were in some wicked ass shit. They were doing human sacrifices, right? They were doing some weird shit. Ephraim was doing some weird shit, man. Look up the history of the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans. Even some of the things the Native Americans were doing, man. Right? Their doctrines, man. It was off, right? You know, not all of them. I'm not gonna say all of them. Some of them, right, stuck to the way, you know, and still, you know, called upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They were calling upon Yahweh, right? But the Northern Kingdom, you know, they kind of lost it a little bit, you know. They kind of lost it a little bit. So, continuing in Hosea 7, verse 8. Ephraim have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, right? And right, you look at the Puerto Ricans and even the other northern tribes, man. Right? They went into that Syrian captivity. you know, and then they mix with Esau, you know, the conquistadors and all the Esau wicked ass, you know. Some of them are of a lighter complexion now, man. Right? They look a lot different, man. And that's why, you know, the Southern Kingdom, they'll look at them and like, man, we ain't the same, but we are the same, man. You know, years of mixing, man, with the heathen, man, got Ephraim looking a little different. You know, got Ephraim looking a little different. Cause look, when you cook a pancake and you don't flip it, that side that's on the that's still on the pan on the bottom is gonna darken, but that side that you haven't flipped is gonna be light. So Ephraim is a cake not turned, man. Right? Ephraim is a cake not turned, man. So verse 9, strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yeah, gray hairs are here, and they're upon him, yet he knoweth it not. Right? Ephraim, and I know a lot of Ephraimites, man. I know Northern Kingdom. They're cool, man. You could tell by the spirit, man. We're the same people. Then there's some of our people from the Northern Kingdom, man. Right? It's like they're lost in the sauce all the way. Like, they don't know that they're fucking captives, man. Right? They think that they're one with Esau, man. They think that they're Edomites, but they're not. Esau does not look at you as a brother. He does not look at you as you are an Israelite, man. You are the Northern Kingdom, man. You are a captive, man. Right? As it says in Jeremiah, Judah and Israel were oppressed together, man. Right? A Negro and some of the Ephraimites will be in the same position, but Ephraim will look at Judah like he better than Judah. But whole time we are going through the same fucking struggle. And that's what it says right here. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Right? Ephraim, a lot of Ephraim is lost in the sauce, man. Right? Yeah, gray hairs are here, and they're upon him, yet he knoweth it not. And the pride of Israel testifieth to his face, and they do not return to the Lord Yahweh their power, nor seek him for all this. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria, right? And that's what a lot of our Northern Kingdom, man, they gotta wake up out of that shit, man. Right? They think they're they think they're one with Esau, man. Just because, you know, he's a cake not turned. Just because Ephraim done got that lighter skin through all the rape and mixing and mingling, right? Ephraim think he a Edomite, man. Whole time, boy, we are the same people, man. Ephraim, you're a silly dove, man. Right? The strangers has devoured your strength, and you knoweth it not, man. Right? You gotta wake up, man. You so-called Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, right? Latinos, Native Americans, man, wake up, man. Right? We are the same people, man. The Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Latinos, we are the same people. We are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Right? Right? And it's common sense, man. You can tell by the spirit, man. The spirit bears witness, man. We are the same people, man. We are the same people. Right? See, this is the book. The Yama Indians of North America, right? Okay. I'm gonna start up here. The various Indian tribes of North America, like people everywhere, have a history that includes population expansion, adaptation to a range of regional environments, trade across wide networks, internal strife, and warfare. This was the reality. Europeans justified their conquest, however, by creating a mythical image of the new world and its native people, right? And we know this. Esau is a devil, man, right? In history class when I was younger, man, Esau used to teach us about the Renaissance and about Christopher Columbus like he was a hero, man. Like he came here and nobody was here, man. Like he discovered all this shit. Whole time, man, the Northern Kingdom was here, man. The Native Americans, Latinos, the Aztecs, the Incas, right? They were here, man. They had civilizations, man. And Esau, the real savage, right? He beguiled them, man, and conquered, man. He divided and conquered, man. He was a serpent, man. Right? The Northern Kingdom welcomed him here with open arms, man. They taught this man how to survive, and then this man fucked them over, man. Esau is a devil, man. Right? Right? He used to give them he'd give Northern Kingdom gifts with diseases within it, man. Like, just he was wicked, man. He was a snake. In this myth, the New World was a virgin land waiting for the Europeans. See? But that's fucking bullshit. The arrival of Christopher Columbus ended a timeless primitiveness for the original inhabitants. And it did, man. Christopher Columbus is a fucking devil, man. And when he came here, what did he come with? He came with Hebrew interpreters, right? Christopher Columbus read 2nd Ezra, man. That's how he knew they were here. He read the book of 2nd Ezra. And he came with Hebrew interpreters, man, because he knew who the fuck he was going to encounter here. The Northern Kingdom of Israel. Also, part of this myth was the debate over the origins of the American Indians. Fanatic and diverse answers were proposed by the early explorers, missionaries, and settlers. Some thought that the Indians were descended from the 10 lost tribes of Israel. See? This is in the book, man. Others that were descended, others that they were descended from inhabitants of the lost continent of Atlantis. This bullshit. That's that goofy ass shit Esau be trying to divert you from the truth. Right? These motherfuckers knew that the Latinos and Native Americans, that they were the Northern Kingdom, man. One writer suggested that the Indians had reached North America in another Noah's Ark. Right? And that's true. What did we just read in 2nd Ezra, man? These motherfuckers, Christopher Columbus, them read 2nd Ezra. They know who they were going to encounter. They know who was over here. Right? See, back in 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. I'm going to read it again. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Azareth. America, man. They talking about, one writer suggested that the Indians had reached North America in another Noah's Ark. That's exactly what was just explained in 2nd Ezra. It says the Most High held the floods, man. He showed signs and one, man, get the fuck out of it. This is common sense. They know who we are, man. These people know who we are, man. They know it. They know it. They know it. Uh, you know, and this is crazy, ain't it? This is a Q-Chan woman. This is a North American Indian woman, man. You know, I'm not good with pronouncing certain stuff. A Q-Chan woman collecting clay from the same area that her ancestors had visited for this purpose for centuries. The pot on her head, supported by a protective woven ring of cloth, will be used to carry the clay. Right? And what other women you be seeing doing this, man? The women in Africa, man. Right? Where they have the pots on their heads, man. So it shows you, man, these people and those West Africans, right, which are Israelites, right? You Negro, who you Negroes descend from, right? The ones in West Africa, right? Those other Africans, we're not the same people. But a lot of our people are in West Africa, right? Because the Southern Kingdom, right? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, when they fled the Roman persecution, they went and hid in West Africa, right? And that's where those Africans sold us to Esau, right? So these people, man, we the same people, man. Look, these are Israelite women, man. Right? And one of the traditions in our culture, our women, right? Our women weren't just sitting around, man. Our women would work in the garden. They would work. They would fetch the waters. They would fetch the water. Remember the woman at the well? They would fetch the water. They would prepare the food. They had responsibilities, man. These are those women, man. Look, this is an Israelite woman, man. See, a Cochan woman grinding corn on a matate grinding stone. A woman's ability to perform this labor quickly was so valued that a prospective bride had to demonstrate her grinding proficiency to her future mother-in-law before her marriage. Come on, man. Arranged marriages. That's the same thing we used to do and read the scriptures, man. That's a cultural thing, man. These were Israelites, man. You see? These are Israelites, man. See? He got his head wrapped, man. He has his head wrapped. You see it? It's a cultural thing, man. These are Israelites. You can't tell me these ain't Israelites. A adult Cochan man wearing a nose ring. Traditionally, all boys had their noses pierced during a grueling initiation rite. Right? See? It's an Israelite man. And I think there's a scripture, right? When we were leaving Egypt, I think so, man. Slovakia. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. These are Israelites. I'm trying to find a verse. I'm thinking it was in Exodus, right? Where we were leaving Egypt. I think we got all the gold. Said something about nose rings and earrings and stuff. But Slovakia. This is another thing I found. This is another book. The Mexico, the culture, right? This is Issachar, right? Right? Now, Issachar, right? They were known as the Mayans, right? But I'm gonna read a blend of traditions, right? This one says, back to pyramid times. Mexico's culture has ancient beginnings. It goes back to a time when native peoples built pyramids in the rainforest thousands of years ago. The ancient peoples of Mexico lived in advanced societies. Traces of their writings, mathematic skills, remarkable buildings, and religions are still evident in Mexico today. Right? So the only other pyramids in the world is in Egypt. And who were the slaves that built the pyramids, man? The Israelites. The Israelites built the fucking pyramids, man. They were slaves, man. Those are the only people who knew how to do that. The Israelites. Right? See, hold on. Wait. Hold on. See? Pyramids and mummies. The early Egyptians built pyramids nearly 5,000 years ago. They believed their king, the pharaoh, was a living god. Each pyramid was built as a tomb for a pharaoh to bring him eternal life. Now, the Egyptians themselves didn't build these things, man. Right? It was built by the slaves. And who was the slaves, man? The Israelites. The story of Exodus. Where did the story of Exodus come happen at? Moses delivered the Israelites from Egypt, man. See? This is the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 23. And it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage. And they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of bondage. Right? Right? Israel were in bondage in Egypt, man. They were slaves, man. See? And you can go even further, man. This is Exodus chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it came to pass that when there fallen out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramesses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage and mortar, and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. Right? So these pyramids, man, were built by Israelites. Was built by Israelites. Pyramids were carefully planned before they were built. A site had to be found that was large and solid enough to support the enormous weight of the pyramid. It had to be on the west bank of the Nile and near enough that the stones could arrive by boat. Right? Right? So these pyramids, man, that was built, man, was built by the Israelites that were in bondage in Egypt. So now how do you explain the pyramids? These pyramids, man, in Mexico. I'm gonna read Mayan facts. Right? The Mayans, right? Who are the Mayans? The Mayans is Zebulon, right? Zebulon. The Maya had books called codices written with hieroglyphs. Each codex told stories about Mayan gods and important people. Mayan artists created large murals or wall paintings showing royal ceremonies. The Mayan civilization is famous for its elaborate buildings, which demanded great engineering skills. They built pyramids that were sometimes 200 feet, 60 meters high. The pyramids were monuments to Mayan gods and leaders. Religion was an important part of Mayan life. The Maya believed that each part of the world was ruled by a different god. The gods could bring health, good crops, and plentiful food to the people, or they could send illnesses and hunger. Mayan society was based on a class system. A person's class determined his or her job, dwelling place, and marriage partner. When Mayan women died, they passed their belongings on to their daughters. Mayan men passed their property down to their sons. At one time, experts believed that the Maya were a peaceful people. The Maya were actually a warlike people. Fights between cities were common. Right? These are Israelites, man. The point I was making in that that reading was the pyramids. Who built the pyramids in Egypt? The Israelite slaves. So those people are the same people, man. That was Zebulon, man. The Mayans, man. Right? right? Now, and also, now these are the Aztecs, man. The Aztec city right here. You see pyramids, man. This is Issachar, right? Look at that. Above, a sketch of the ancient city of Tenochtitlan as it was before the Spanish arrived. So this is Issachar, man. The huge Aztec calendar stone stood in the great temple in Tenochtitlan. This brightly painted flat round stone showed the sun god surrounded by the symbols that represented the stars and planets. It was used by Aztec priests to remember religious holidays and predict solar eclipses. Right? And the Aztecs, right, they were good with time, man. And seasons. And these are Israelites, man. These are Israelites. And you know, Jake is the Lord says that we're the salt of the earth, man. The music, man. Selena. Issachar, man. Right? Right? Jake got flavor, man. Right? This is Israel, man. You know Jake gonna cook. You know Jake gonna cook. You know Jake gonna cook, man. Jake gonna whip something up, man. Right? And now this is Cubans, man. Right? This is Cubans, man. This is another Northern Kingdom, man. This is Manasseh. This is Manasseh, man. Right? Right? And look at this. Now I'm finna read this under here. It's a key indicator, man. This is gonna tell you all. Right? Cubans are the descendants of Tano, Spanish, and West African peoples, or a mixture of all three. They work as a united people to overcome the challenges that their country faces. Right? So the Tano, they're descendants of Tano, Spanish, and West African peoples, right? And there's no such thing as mixture, man. Right? You are what your father is, man. So these are Israelites, man. And like Yahushua said, right? The wicked one did sow seed, man, amongst us, man. So you have tares, man. Right? You have motherfuckers that might look like an Israelite, but his father's lineage goes back to Edomite, man. Right? So it's not based upon the appearance, man. It's based upon the spirit. Right? But this shows you, man, these are Israelites. These aren't heathens, man. These are Israelites, man. Right? See, the Tano. The Tano were among the first peoples to settle in Cuba. They arrived around 12,000 BC from South America and settled in villages where they farmed, fish, and trade with people on other islands. When the Spanish arrived, see, the Spanish, these conquistadors, these Edomites, these are the motherfuckers that came over, man, right? And they mixed amongst our people, man. Those are the tares, right? But the Cubans, the original, the native Cubans, man, are Israelites. When the Spanish arrived, they forced the Tano to work as slaves in gold mines and on sugarcane and tobacco plantations. Many Tano died from overwork, starvation, and disease. These are our people. The curses. We've been through the same thing, the same struggle, man. We are the same people. In parts of eastern Cuba, including a town called Mangalato, some people claim Tano ancestry. They practice the traditions of their ancestors, such as growing plants and flowers believed to have healing properties, right? And that's in scripture, man. The Lord gave us the herbs for healing. These are Israelites. The Spanish, the tares, these Edomites, the wealthy Spanish landowners and merchants who colonized Cuba cleared the land for farming and built many cities, such as Havana and Santiago de Cuba. They introduced the Spanish language to the island and Roman Catholicism. These Edomites, man, which became one of the island's main religions. Many of traditional dishes served in Cuba come from Spain, such as Azoron Compali, which is rice with chicken. Right? And that right there, nah. These Edomites ain't they ain't introduce us to food and cooking, man. They got that shit from us, man, and they be trying to steal it as their own, man. Right? The so-called white man has no culture, man. Right? but right, the natives of Cuba, man, are Israelites, man. The Northern Kingdom, right? And what I'm finna read on, you got some of the Southern Kingdom in there, man, as well, right? Because if you go even further in history, man, in Spain, right, the Southern Kingdom ruled Spain for a little bit, man. Right, so you have some of the Southern Kingdom, when they got kicked out of Spain, they came over here to the Americas. They came over here to Cuba and to Mexico, and man, you got Jake everywhere. We're everywhere. We're a dispersed people, man. That was part of the curses. See, now the Africans were first brought to Cuba as slaves by the Spanish in the 1500s. Judah and Israel were oppressed together. Their captives refused to let them go. That's in the book of Jeremiah. See? Africans were first brought to Cuba as slaves by the Spanish in the 1500s. Their culture deeply influenced life on the island. The strong rhythms and beats of African music developed into Cuban styles of music and dance, such as the line dance called the conga. The religion Santeria, which many Cubans follow, blends Roman Catholic traditions with the West African beliefs in gods and goddesses called Oriasis. Okra, a vegetable from West Africa, is used in a chicken dish called polo con plantanos y quambambo, which also includes plantains. Right? You got Jake going off with these weird ass religions and shit. Right? That's why we're in the condition we're in, man. Because we have started serving wood and stone, man. Gods our fathers have not known. Right? But that doesn't disqualify the fact that these are Israelites, man. You Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. Right? And it shows, man. You got Southern Kingdom all up in there. Right, in Cuba and Mexico, alongside the Northern Kingdom, we are oppressed together, man. We're oppressed together here in America, Babylon the Great. We're oppressed together out there in North America, out there in South America. Every fucking where, man, we're oppressed, man. Right? We have been kicked out of our land, man. We've been cast out of the sight of the Lord, man. We've been kicked out of the garden. Right? Where is our home? Israel, man. Who is in our home right now? The Edomites, man, the Ish people, man, they took our shit. We out here wandering. We're lost. The parable of the son that was kicked out, man, and was brought back. That's us, man. That's us. Right? We out here rolling around with the fucking pigs and shit, man. We out here among the heathen. We've been kicked out of the Holy Land. See? Now you got the French. French immigrants came to Cuba from Haiti during the Haitian Revolution. So you even got Levi out there in Cuba, man. We are oppressed together every fucking way you look. French immigrants came to Cuba from Haiti during the Haitian Revolution, which lasted from 1791 to 1804. The French colonists fled the neighboring island with their slaves during the Haitian people's battle for independence from France. More French immigrants came from the United States in 1830, following the Louisiana Purchase, when France sold a large part of the United States to the Americans. French influences are still felt in Cuba. For example, many Cubans speak Haitian Creole, a language that combines Spanish, French, and English. Beginning in 1847, many Chinese were brought to Cuba as indentured servants to farm Spanish plantation owners' land and take care of their homes. They replaced African slaves who were rebelling against slavery and being freed by their owners. El Brano Chano in Chinatown is a community in Havana where descendants of some Chinese people live.